Prime Minister Rama has responded positively to the Democratic Party's proposal to vet all politicians, declaring he was even ready to sit down with Basha to work together, as well as being the first to undergo the process. Albanian citizens spent more money during August for the purchase of the same products, with the most influential factor being food and non-alcoholic beverages, of which vegetables proved considerably more expensive. Tirana's Regional Education Director has called on parents to ensure they register their children for kindergartens close to their residence, after 2,000 children have been registered for the total of 7,000 vacancies in just 4 days. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Friday the 7th of September 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. During the Socialist Party's assembly, Prime Minister Rama accepted the idea from the head of the DP for vetting of politicians. Rama said he is ready to sit with Basha to do the scanning of wealth for every politician and all their family members. According to Rama, Jetan Jetani, the MP for Kurbin, must leave the parliamentary group because he has abused his position. An MP who has blackmailed and pressured anyone he could to get jobs and seeking a franchise to put police chiefs in Kurbin. He cannot be an SP deputy. This should be a lesson for all MPs to, once and for all, end the story of issues in administration and allow us to focus on serious state building, explained Rama. The low number of applications by farmers of certain areas for the agro-tourism grants led the Prime Minister to draw the attention to the mayors and the staff of the Agricultural Ministry by assigning them before the elections. We have to start the local election campaign today. Today. Not to wait for the campaign, not to wait for the election. A match without opponents is an easy one. One of our aims is to really break through with people, winning their hearts and curing their wounds. We cannot make the list of municipal councillors on the last night. Let's make the last night as we please, and let's count on the SP and bear no responsibility for how the opposition behave. The overwhelming majority of SP councillors today have the opportunity to be on the list by being inclusive in the accountability campaign of the municipal councils, said Rama. Strong words were also issued to party leaders who were asked to meet the needs of people rather than deal with employment. The party in the territory is far from being the SP we want for the challenges ahead, far from being the party that carries out the irreplaceable functions of communication and mediation with those who have entrusted us. Without overextending, it can be said that most of our executives have abandoned the job of the head of the Socialist Party and have turned into employment mediators. This is intolerable and contradicts the oath that I and we all have sworn, said Rama. The SP Assembly also made internal appointments as follows: Arben Palumbi as Organisational Secretary, Ilir Becai as Digital Secretary, Alfred Peza as Secretary for the Media, Sanida Messi as Secretary for Human Resources, Layert Duro as Secretary for Immigration, Bashkim Fino as Deputy Chair of the Assembly, and Ulsi Manya and Ermonela Felai were elected to the party's leadership. Food prices have depicted the biggest increase of all subgroups during August. This was mostly influenced by the rise in vegetable prices at about 18%. According to the report published by Instat, the inflation rate in August increased slightly from 2.2% to 2.3%. The annual growth of prices in August was mainly influenced by the food group foods and non-alcoholic beverages, up 1.1 percentage point. The prices of the group rent, water, fuel and energy, as well as transportation, have also increased. In this way, Albanian citizens are having to spend more money to buy the same products. They say they find life difficult to afford because a number of products like spinach or lettuce cost 200 to 250 lek per kilogram. Growth of products is related to the fall of autumn, which results in a reduction in domestic production, but the damages suffered by agricultural products as a result of bad weather are also an influence. According to Instat data, inflation remains below the Bank of Albania target of 3%. During August, there was an increase in price for the subgroup culture and entertainment that directly relates to the effect of the summer holidays. The national axis linking Berat to Fier has been a concern for drivers for years. Having become completely dilapidated with damaged parts that are a source of accident, this axis in Berat is a truly miserable state. It's very difficult, especially during the night and when it rains, said one vehicle driver. With large potholes and road sections with damaged asphalt, this is the most problematic axis across the country. Though it also happens to be the area where the most vegetable producers and greenhouses generate revenue, using the road consistently despite the infrastructure leaving much to be desired. No one has placed even here one hand, said another vehicle driver who is a regular user of the road. Every day, hundreds of vehicles circulate around this axis, while in the summer season it is even more frequented as it connects Berat with Fia and the south of the country. Vehicle drivers complain about the damage to their vehicles. However, any hope for rebuilding this road seems to be far away. Requests in public kindergartens have increased considerably, creating an oblique ratio between the capacity and accommodation needs. In this second phase, there are 2,000 children registered for a total of 43 public kindergartens in Tirana. The kindergartens have an absolute maximum capacity of no more than 7,000 children to be registered across all stages. Director of the DAR in Tirana, Ariola Buzuka, said the demands are increasing every year because of the parents' confidence in the public preschool instructors, referring to infrastructural interventions, human resources, and changes in the menus offered. Unvaccinated children cannot enrol in kindergarten, with the vaccination card being the first and most prioritised document in the process. It must be received from the health authorities, while ID documents can be printed as certificates from portals like eAlbania. In this important process, when parents entrust children into the care of such educational institutions, the director of DAR says that every kindergarten is monitored and that the standards are the same. As such, children should be registered with the institutions nearest their homes. The Elite Five, a musical group who have been bringing innovation to the Albanian scene for not just a few years, but for 3 decades, will be performing this evening in Tirana. A few hours before the performance, members of the group were welcomed by Tirana's mayor, Erion Veliaj, who told them their music has been an inspiration to many generations. In gratitude, Veliaj handed vocalist Arif Zuberi the key to the city as a sign that friends always leave the door open to other friends. On behalf of the Elite Five group, vocalist Arif Zuberi thanked Mayor Veliaj for supporting the concert in this Jubilee year for them. This evening, Tirana's Open Theatre will ignite with Elite Five's music, performing their most popular hits from the last 3 decades since the group's creation. Cooking masters came together in Gjirokastra to share some of their traditional dough-based recipes with citizens. Matriana Shahini from Permet presented her grandmother's pancakes and other dough cookies that have been passed down from generation to generation. She has represented Albania in several international activities while introducing some recipes that have almost been forgotten. She added that the tendency for the enrichment and modernisation of these recipes is also bringing their loss. Baking in traditional ways, I believe, is always more delicious than that which is processed, said Matriana Shahini. Ilir Luri, the Director of Culture for the Gjirokastra municipality, said that the Rit Dough Fest aims to influence the preservation of tradition and its appeal in touristic services. This is a city that enjoys the architectural and spiritual heritage, but one of the most important elements is its culinary heritage. This combination highlights the rights that belong to the dough, said Ilir Luri. This is the first year that the event has been held, with the opening ceremony yesterday evening, including a concert of songs and traditional dancing, which have also been forgotten by many over the years. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.